Welcome everybody to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derrick Forston, and beautiful, who are you?
I am Shay Forston.
And we teach you guys how to start your own independent living facility. I'm the founder of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility where we take men from homeless to hopeful. And because Shay, my community dictates the elderly adult and the military veteran, that's the gist of who I house.
Yeah.
Not because I just wanted that population. Like some of y'all say, Derrick, I want to house military veterans. Derrick, I want to house a working individual. Well, sometimes you also got to listen to what the community is dictating to you. So that's 100%. My intro. Shay, tell the people again who you are. Pretend you just got here. Tell the people who you are, what do you do, and why did you start a nonprofit versus an LLC?
So again, I'm Shay Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. Literally, I house women that have gone through all sorts of traumatic situations and circumstances in life. And I do that through a nonprofit standpoint. The reason why I went nonprofit, Derrick, honestly, is because initially, Derrick, you had the LLC. And I was thinking of a more robust way to evolve or expand what we do. And that was to be able to do things like provide funding for people that we knew as we started growing this thing would become a part of our affiliation or our association of independent living facilities or living homes. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, there was a way in which they could join with us or partner with us and still be able to utilize some of the benefits that come with a nonprofit. So like this last week, I talked briefly about, you know, connecting with a gentleman that does the large cleaning supplies, right? So I've got in the trunk of my car guys, I've got 20 gallons of like household supplies.
In 5-gallon pails,
In 5-gallon pails. So I've got like detergent, cleaning solutions, like your the bald guy, Mr. Clean with Tide, that nice smelling stuff in my vehicle to go and take to my ILFs. Those are some of the community relationships that I'm obtaining because of being a nonprofit. So not only are they saying, hey, you can come and leverage us, or we want to serve you and give you X, Y, and Z to help your housing program. So those are some of the things that I love, right? Now I have a connection that I can be able to say, hey, you know, if y'all need X, Y, and Z, I'm getting the 5-gallon pails. I can replenish for you, you know, at no cost, because it's a benefit to your residents and being able to help them offset some of their costs, right? They live on a limited income. So what I do as a nonprofit, Derrick, is try to eliminate some of the things that they have to purchase on a regular basis. Detergent. Everybody's washing clothes. Guess what? If they don't have detergent, laundry piles up. The house starts to smell like old funky clothes. So guess what I do? I make sure that there's detergent. And if I can get it in a 5-gallon pail, why not?
For the price you're getting it at too.
So big bunch of stuff.
Let me interject my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Because y'all know I'm the business guy. Some of y'all can get this stuff and, excuse me for saying this, but cut it and resell it as well. Some of these people that are selling these 5-gallon pails, they're actually telling you to cut it. Some people are telling you to buy the individual bottles, and now you can turn that into a business.
Yeah.
Now that's just my business mind. So, Shay just telling y'all how to actually offer it in terms of your place. Yeah. But some of y'all can actually serve 2 purposes and also sell it to other people. Correct. Does that make sense, everybody?
So I'm going to be honest. He was very forthcoming and told me, because of what I do, he said, you don't want them to have concentrate because they're already in the mindset of a little is not enough. So he told me, cut it. He said, because it's concentrate. Everything that he sells is a concentrate.
Yeah.
So
see what I mean, guys?
Even the beads, like your smell good beads for your, like I opened the bottle for your mom and she almost took us, like it almost knocked her backwards. And you smelled it too. Yeah. It's very strong. So
because my business mind says, where is he getting this stuff from? That he's able to do this for $25, $30 a 5-gallon.
So
see how my mind works?
His name on TikTok is Mike Tubbs, Tubbs, and Suds. Mike Tubbs and Suds.
We need to get an affiliate link if we're going to be doing that.
So, and I met with his wife last night, had an amazing meeting with his wife for over 2 hours. Super amazing. And this is what I love about having a nonprofit and also having other businesses, right? The one good thing is I lead off with my nonprofit. This is who I am. This is what I do. But then if I see there's an opportunity for me to assist, I now start offering my other services like digital flow solutions, right? Virtual assistants with VA 101.
Yeah,
marketing
they needed all
services.
of that.
They needed it all. So super excited about that. So when you go out to places, don't be afraid to lead with what you do. And I always pull at the heartstrings of people because the base of what I do is the Angela Denise Foundation, right? Everything else is around that. The same way for you. Second Chance Housing is your tree trunk, and everything else flows around that. So, and it gives you an opportunity to step in and have conversations with people that you normally wouldn't have. But like I said, yes, thank you, Sasha, for putting that in the chat. Yes, Mike Tubbs and Suds, and tell them that Shay Forston sent you. Definitely tell him that Shay Forston sent you. He's super cool. His wife is amazing. His wife is doing amazing things. So once everything is set with her, I'm going to be talking a lot about what they do and how people in Florida that have ILFs can connect with his wife. And that's a whole nother story. Like, it is so amazing because she's a nurse. She's an ARNP in the process of getting her doctorate, and she has a practice. So she can offer your general practitioner services. So like your primary
for your ILF clients.
For your ILF clients. And she does it on a subscription base. And it's literally $100 a month for medication management, blood work, all of that stuff. So just think about being able to now have this offering as well. So that was a blessing, Derrick. That whole connection was a blessing. And I know I segued way off of what Derrick asked me to do, but I just wanted to show you the importance of having a nonprofit for me and how it then stems other opportunities and other ways for people to donate, right? They may not have to donate money, but they can donate time. People will donate services. So that's what was the benefit for me. And now that we're configuring the ILF association, everybody that falls under us it's blessed, because now if I have affiliations that are pouring into the Angela Denise Foundation, I can send them to you all as partners of the Angela Denise Foundation. So that was the reason why I went nonprofit. You got to look big. You can't just look at the scope of what you're doing right now in this moment, but where you want to go as a nonprofit founder. So long story short, no, I took a pig trail, but I hope that was informative to all of you all. Good morning, Jillian.
And also, just in case, I don't think we said his location. He's actually in Polk County. So he's in Winter Haven, Florida. And he does. But like Shay said, he shipped. So that don't matter. But if you're in because like Shay, that was probably what, Shay, an hour and what drive for you?
Not even, just about an hour. Because about an hour. Because I stopped at your mom. She
also exaggerates on time a lot. So if she tell me it was an hour, I'm going to tell y'all it was an hour and 25 minutes. It was
an hour and 15 minutes.
Trust me.
It was an hour
if Shay
and 15
say 115, it was easy 130.
And listen, guys, it was not that far, okay? Because we didn't have no traffic. And that was the blessing. Now, if there was traffic, we would have been in trouble. But we smooth ride up. We literally got by your mom's in about 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And then we stopped at your mom's. And then it took us about 20 minutes to get from your mom's to his door. So about an hour and 10.
Good stuff. All right. So let's jump back into the material. So today's topic is mistakes that can cost you thousands of dollars, right? Boy. So instead of just jumping into that, I want to know who we're speaking to today. Obviously, a lot of people will watch this on a replay, but a lot of you guys are live now. Put in the chat again, city and state of where you're located, and if you're new to us. I really want to know also who's new to us, because that'll kind of determine how deep I go today. Now, if you guys are just all family, I'm going to jump right into the meat of stuff. Right. But if we got some new people, I never want to just take for granted that you guys know who we are. So again, we're live on our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants. We're also simulcasting to Facebook and Instagram.
And TikTok.
So my TikTok people, I'll admit, I want you guys to come over because you guys just see one standard picture. I'm probably getting ready to show 55 pictures really soon. And I want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm getting ready to show. Because according to some of these points I'm going to make, I'm going to show certain pictures. Because what some of y'all don't know, right? I used to be the social worker, and God allowed me to see a lady making 41 grand a month doing what we're talking about. The only difference is, y'all, is that she did it the wrong way, and she was doing it in rats and roaches. The beds were on the ground. She was putting 15 to 18 people in one house. Guys, that's crazy when you got a 3-bed, 2-bath or a 4-bed, 2-bath and you got 18, 16, 13 people in it. Yeah. That's crazy. So we don't do that. That's one of the mistakes right off the bat. I'm going to tell you, we're not creating sardine cans here. Most of the time, 99, 98% of the time, it's 2 people per room.
Right. And
sometimes it's 1 person per room. Sometimes it's 3 people, depending if that room is so large. Yeah. But the HUD guidelines for most of what we do is 2 heartbeats per room if you want to just be right there by the book.
Correct.
But we work with a lot of programs that say, Derrick, boy, we need it, bro. I don't mind if you put another bed in there. Derrick, we going to certify it and say it's okay. Right. So again, just for the general sense of things, one more time, we are not creating sardine cans. If you got a 4-bed, 2-bath home, you're most likely going to have 8 to 9 people in that place. And most of y'all, let me give you a statistic right now. Most of y'all can walk off your job with 2 of these houses. I don't care if it's a 3-2 or a 4-2.
Yeah.
Most of y'all, right? Because guys, I tell my story. I made $28,000 a year. When that lady showed me she was making $41,000 a month every 30 days, I said, oh my God. Put a number 7 in the chat. If you made $41,000 a month, would that change your life a little bit?
Oh, a lot of it.
Put a number 7 in the chat. If you made $41,000 every 30 days, Miss LaVon, would that help you and your family out a little bit?
So
Shay, go ahead.
I like when you talk about the sardine can situation, because what people don't realize is the more people, the more problems the more consistent you have to be, even in your assessment, because now you're not assessing based on the minimal number of people in the house. You're trying to make the best decision based on everybody that's in the house. And I know people hear me say that often and I sound like a broken record, but when you are doing your assessments, you have to be logical and mindful of the people that are already in the ILF or in the house, because what you're doing is you're helping yourself, right? You're minimizing the distractions, you're minimizing the stress by making sure you bring someone in that kind of meets the community, that meets the vibe that's already been set and structured in this house. So that's what it is that you want to do. What do you need?
I got to find my Shay. Can we get our charger? I just saw that the battery is running low. I didn't know I didn't have it charged up. And that's going to be right there in that wall on the other end there.
All right. Yeah.
When, you're being served. So guys, I didn't have no insurance when I first got into this. That was dumb.
Yeah.
Why and how would you build something that's going to be so big and so great and you don't protect it? And we live in a world today where everybody loves to sue you for whatever.
Everybody.
Like if you if you sneezed and they were 50 feet away from you, they want to sue you because you caused them harm and danger.
Listen.
And what I found out is quickly when I got into business is that a lawsuit don't have to be true. Somebody can just lie on you and file it. So you gotta fight it.
Let me show
to
you
prove your innocence. Go ahead, Shay.
What I dislike, you know how they say innocent until proven guilty? You're literally, it don't feel that
you're
way.
guilty until you prove that you're innocent.
Like literally, that's what it looks like from a cost perspective, because you've got to fight for your freedom. You've got to fight for your innocence. I was laughing because I noticed today's topic, and there was someone, Derrick, that chose, and I'm gonna be very honest, and you probably didn't realize this, but one of our assistants was going back and forth with somebody that chose not to do the coaching because we highlighted things that could go wrong. I don't know if you realize that. So I laughed and I responded. I said, well, ma'am, the goal is for us is to be very transparent.
Oh, I actually thought she said, thank you for being transparent about that.
If you read it, if you read a little deeper, she said she felt that there was in the books. I guess she got your book about the 12 dumbest mistakes that you made.
No, she wanted that book.
She wanted that book.
I think you read that wrong, actually.
No, because Jennifer even went back and had to. But anyway, that's the whole purpose of us being transparent.
Yeah, I don't hide nothing.
People to know that there are abilities for you to be. This program can be very wide open for liability. And what people don't realize is if they don't steward things correctly, their business correctly, you're open for lawsuits. You're open for the mistakes. You're open for issues that can arise that you may not know how to navigate through, that can cause you to look guilty, even though you're doing something with a pure heart, pure intentions. But if you don't have the right covering or coverage both, then you get into those fickle places that can make you look a lot worse than what you're trying to do. So just be mindful of that. And yeah, it was just funny. I thought about that just now when I looked at it yesterday. Or
we don't. That's one thing a lot of people just actually do really appreciate about us, that, we finally I have over 1,000 videos on this topic, right? So when I say I have something for everybody, I truly mean that. My free complimentary content, I'm trying to get away from the word free, but my complimentary content on YouTube is better than what a lot of people pay for. I got over 1,000 videos that are just under the live tab, not counting the videos. But when you go to our YouTube channel, that's why we lead everybody to the button that says live. There's over 1,000 videos. There isn't a question in your head that's not already in a video form. But I understand that people want the coaching. Don't have to sift through my videos and me running my big mouth. So a lot of people jump into our DIY product, which is a do-it-yourself. And a lot of people want the hand-holding, which is our one-on-one coaching called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. But if you ain't got a dime or you don't want to invest in yourself, our free content is a no-brainer.
Complimentary.
So again, right, I'm struggling with that. But again, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that, because all I am, guys, is just a simple guy. Wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, dreamed to be rich all my life. And when God gave me this business, it opened up the door for everything else that we've stepped into. So a lot of y'all know this, but for my new people, Shay and I own 8 businesses. And I'll admit, that's not because we're so great.
Yeah,
it's this one business that we're talking about now that blossomed into all of that other stuff. And I truly believe that God said, Derrick, okay, I see you, bro. I see you, Derrick. You're going to honor me. You're going to honor people. And you're doing what I put in my word, which is take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow.
Yeah.
The Bible says when you take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow, God says it's like you're doing a favor unto him.
Talk about it.
He uses the word the least of thee. That means the homeless, the marginalized, and the guy that can't afford these apartments in your city.
Talk about it.
So we developed something that's called the independent living facility. That's just a big old fancy way to say that we go out and rent or lease properties. Some of y'all should be dancing in your living room right now because you thought you had to buy the daggone place.
For a property, right? Yeah.
Guys, when that girl told me, she said, Derrick, I don't own these places. That girl poured her phone out. She said, Derrick, look, you think I own these places? And y'all, this is before I saw the rats and the roaches, because she never would teach me and she wouldn't show me like, Derrick, this is what you do. But because I was the social worker Chisholm Ranch, I knew what all the addresses were. And when I went and I saw, it broke my heart. And just for my new people real quick, here is me. I'm y'all new big brother now. So if you're new to me, welcome. I'm your new big brother.
And TikTok, you won't be able to see this. So if you would like to see what he's showing, come on over to YouTube.
Forston Consultants. Yep. Now on this screen right here, guys, this is me just like most of y'all praying that God changed my life. I got a lot of nice titles here because this one, ain't gonna point fingers. They tricked me to go to college, y'all. College was not my dream. But this one is so smart, and she keep going and getting these degrees. She said, Derrick, what you gonna do with yourself, bro? She said, Derrick, I don't want to outgrow you. I know you a hustler, and I know you got it. But Derrick, you got to get some education behind you.
Hold on.
But watch this. I ain't telling none of y'all to get up and go to school. That was my route. Yeah. So none of y'all go tomorrow and sign up for a 4-year degree because I'm going to give you the cheat code. But thank God for a great wife that saw something in me and pushed me to my destiny, I'm going to call it. That's why God sent me her.
I just want to say this. Not that I'm a bully and I just picked him and picked on him. What people don't realize is the position that I played, the role, it's down on the ground. The role that I played sat me in places where I was affiliated. I was in meetings. I was at lunches. I was at dinners. I was at surgeons' homes, going to events. And my thing is, what I did not want is for Derrick to step in this room, being on my arm, and not feel comfortable in that place. So, and I knew that was going to get bigger. It was going to evolve even more to the opportunities that was afforded to us. Yeah. And Derrick, the funny thing about it, what God placed in my heart, it happened on a smaller scale when I was in corporate America. But do you see how much bigger it got once we both left?
Mm-hmm.
Like the opportunities, the connections, the friends that we now have, that in a million years you wouldn't even expect that. But it's one thing I say to women, right? If you see that your husband is in a place of not even trying to find himself, but you're in a place and you feel like you're fearful of outgrowing this person, lift him up. Like, people don't even know half of the stuff we used to do. Like, Derrick told this, and I'm going to share it today. I made more than Derrick.
Oh, yeah.
And it was times when
the whole time, from the day I met Shay, from dating, she always made more than me. Absolutely.
And the reason, and I would do things, I would never belittle him. I wanted to go out to fancy places.
Yep.
Let me tell you what I used to do, guys. Actually, I'm gonna let Derrick tell you what I used to do.
I told a story the other day about, I was coaching somebody and told them that when I was a social worker, because I worked for one of the greatest doctors in the area, people always took us out to dinner, like those drug reps. So I never could afford a Ruth Chris steak. I never could afford to take Shay to Charlie's, or whatever the highest steakhouse is in your city. I couldn't take Shay to that. So guess what I did? I would bring Shay my leftovers. Now, some of y'all gonna laugh at me, but I say, Shay, you got to taste this steak from Ruth Chris. It ain't like that one that we get down there at that family restaurant in my city. And y'all may laugh at that, but I dreamed to take Shay to Del Frisco's. I dreamed to take her to Ruth Chris. But the closest I got to it was bringing her, and watch this, at dinner, hungry, and would save half the steak just so that she could experience it. See, y'all picking me if y'all want to, but I knew one day I was going to be able to take her anytime she get ready. Those just weren't the days.
Right.
Back on
and
you. Don't laugh at me, Ronald. See, Ronald gonna laugh at me, Shay.
No, he's not.
Miss Shannon gonna probably laugh at me.
I doubt it. But no, one of the other things I used to do as well, right? Because I would get bonuses and just a lot of different things. And I wanted that steak.
Yeah.
That steak. I knew what that was like, right? Outside of him going to these fancy things, I was going to fancy things too, but we were never going together. So what I would do is say, hey, let's go out. And Derrick would have this puppy dog look on his face, like, okay, but you know where we're going. And I'm like, no. And I would always, before we left the house, I would hand him a debit card.
Yeah.
And it was just,
somebody should be taking notes of this. This can change our life, man, because it's perspective. Can y'all see Shay's mindset? Even though I make the most money, let me not go out to dinner and flaunt it like that when Derrick is supposed to be the head of this thing and where we eventually going. That's God's plan, not mine.
Yeah.
Makes sense, everybody? Look at the mindset of her.
And the reason why I wanted to hover there for a second, because a lot of times we as women can be dream killers. We can speak down on situations because we assume that a man is supposed to have it all together when it happens.
Come on, Shay.
And that's not true. When I first met Derrick, I was serving God, but I wasn't serving God. You know what I'm saying? We had a little bit of a relationship and we just, that was my homie, but I was still living a life. But I always knew God placed this thing. And I know now that it was the Holy Spirit that said, you've got to nurture the gift that's in front of you. And I really didn't understand it, but I will always tell Derrick, man, you're going to be somebody someday.
She always told me that.
Like, we weren't even dating. I was like, bro, like we were close friends. And I was like, bro, you are going to be somebody someday.
I said, yeah, you think so?
And I used to always say that. And I just never knew why. I just felt this.
I thought I knew it too, but I didn't know it would be what I am today. But Shay always spoke that into me. Yeah. So we sit under leadership that uses this phrase, you got to speak to the king that he will become.
Come on.
So I wasn't the king 8, 9 years, 13, 15 years ago. I married Shay in 2012, but we were friends a long time before that. July 7th, 2012 is when we got married.
2006.
Right?
Because I moved to the US in 2005.
I had a job at Walmart warehouse.
Yeah, I didn't even know you were working there.
Got fired from that one because I was acting up a little bit and went and got another job.
Yeah.
Then I got another job and then I started my own detailing business. And this one said, hey man, I'm getting all these degrees. What you gonna do with yourself, bro? And that's what I was telling y'all about. Like, Shay tricked me. She said, let's go to this school and see what they offer. Y'all, I got back in the car. I say, wait a minute. Did that lady say I start in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. It was Octoberish, many years ago now.
And then we both graduated.
I said, Shay, did that lady say I start? She said, Derrick, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you. Y'all, Shay helped me with one assignment. And 4 years later, I walk across the stage in Jacksonville, Florida, and I graduate.
No. He expected me to help him.
To do the work.
I was working on my master's, okay? So it was absolutely no way I'm doing his homework and I'm doing mine. I'm working full time. I'm still taking call. Like I was still taking OR call. I was still doing all of these other things. And I was like, absolutely not, sir. But the fun thing about it is I should have finished. I was supposed to graduate with my master's, I think 3 months before you. I would have been in
we actually graduated together on one of your degrees. Shay got several degrees, but when she got her master's, that was my bachelor's. Okay, so that's just us kind of just taking y'all through that little bit of a story.
Why I wanted to go there is because I think a lot of times people get they see their spouse or they see that person that they love in a place and they don't realize and it takes prayer, right? Make sure that you're being obedient to the Holy Spirit and knowing that that is what God is calling you to do. For me, I knew because it was something that I couldn't shake, right? It was that feeling that I couldn't shake. And it was, don't ever be
Smiley said that you unlocked that potential. Smiley, that's exactly what happened. Smiley's on TikTok. That and Smiley and everybody on TikTok, y'all come over to like TikTok's getting big now. Y'all come over to YouTube if you want to see everything. And it said Forston Consultants.
Yeah.
And if 3 of y'all can type that in the chat to help my folks on TikTok, it's FORSTON Forston Consultants. Back on you, Shay.
So the only reason why I wanted to share that and give y'all just some background on us, right? One is because we're family. And we share. We share because we want to see other people grow. And I want to see other wives see the potential and unlock the potential in their husbands. We're supposed to be Proverbs 31 women, right? So, and that's what we do. We don't beat them down. We don't crush a dream, even if you don't understand it. Because I did not understand this thing. When he got another lease, I'm like, bruh, I will have to pay for another rental because technically he's making $20,000 a year. So I'm like, Lord, if this don't work now,
I say, Shay, I found a thing that's going to change our life. I say, you just don't see it yet. I say, Shay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm doing. But Shay, if a lady can make 41 grand in rats and roaches, Shay, why not me? Because let me fast forward this story.
Yeah.
After I begged and pleaded with people to teach me what this was, y'all, people hid this from me. Nobody wanted to show me. But because I was the social worker, because I knew all the addresses, guess what I did on a Saturday, y'all, around this time about 8 years ago?
You went creeping.
Lucky for all y'all, I broke a lot of rules. And Jacob, I'm going to be honest, Jacob, from North Carolina, I had no business walking through these people's facilities, their houses, because I wasn't invited. But I knew one day that I was going to see something that I was going to teach many people probably. And never even that I wanted to teach it back then. I just wanted to do it. Right. The teaching kind of never even was a thought. But lucky for y'all, I took a Saturday just like today. And I went to go and see what these places look like.
Right.
And y'all, the lady, because I knew y'all wasn't going to believe me, Miss Cynthia, so I took pictures of it. The lady that was making $41,000 every 30 days of her life, Jacob, Taylor family, can you imagine making 41 grand a month housing people in these conditions? The devil is a liar. I hope you can't. Crazy. See those beds on the ground? See how that kitchen burnt up? Now, me and Shay buy houses like that and we rehab them and flip them. Guys, people were living in this place. And because I knew y'all wasn't going to believe me, I took pictures of it.
It was wild.
I said one day when I tell this story, people like LaVon, people like Beatrice, people like Sasha Wilson, y'all wasn't going to believe me, Sasha.
Derrick. And
Lord have mercy.
People don't realize the importance of
look at this stuff. Say, talk about this day. You were there.
This day,
I mean, you still had a job during this. I can't remember.
No,
you were gone.
This was during COVID. This was
tell the people about this.
So we got a phone call from an organization that we received residents from on a regular basis, and this was during COVID. And they were like, "Listen, we're working with this housing provider, and I promise you, I know that they're not doing right." And they contacted us and asked us, they connected us to this housing provider. And we literally took over this ILF. The day we walked in, it was he was military vet. Yeah, he was a military veteran.
Yeah.
And that's the one that had the bricks underneath the bed. And I was just, I couldn't believe it because I was shocked. I was like, they don't even have like.
Shannon, those are bricks holding that bed up, Shannon.
We can't get bed. I was so shook because
my Lord have mercy.
it blew me because I was just I was confused. I was like, why? I heard Derrick talk about these things. I saw the pictures, but when you walk in it yourself, it's a whole different thing. So we spent a whole week and a half revamping this whole house, getting the beds off the floor. We had to throw away all of the box springs. The mattresses were savable. The box springs were not because most of them were on the floor. And the gentlemen that lived in this house were so clean. So what they would do is the one guy was mopping all of the floors. He was mopping the floors, but the mop was so wet that it was hitting up against the box.
So now we're kind of productive because now we're creating.
So the box springs are moldy. So, so it was just
41 grand a month, y'all.
It was terrible.
And y'all going to a 9-to-5 job every day. You don't like your boss. You don't like the job. It take up 10 to 12 hours of your day because the drive to work, the drive home, the 8 to 10 hours at the job. And guys, y'all won't get into this to stop people like this. And again, because I knew y'all wasn't going to believe me, the Chisholm Ranch, I said, boy, I got to take pictures of this. I got to video. We got the guy on camera that we saved from that bed. Look at his kitchen. The one house I walked in, y'all see the guy sitting on the bed? I tried my best to get his face out of it just to be respectful. But what you can't see, Taylor family, is that there's needles all in that carpet because the guy was diabetic. No trash can. What is that thing that people use for the needles or razors? It's that safety. No Sharps box. Guys, I got people that do that. We got Sharps boxes because guess what I found out, y'all? Here's the gem. The fire department would give it to you for free. Oh, somebody didn't know that.
So
somebody didn't know that.
Oh my goodness.
You can get it because I can go so many directions with that one phrase in so many coaching ways. But guys, why would you allow this and you actually making the money? Some of y'all dream to make the kind of money that I'm talking about. Why would you do, how can we pray to God to change our life? He actually do it and you do this.
It's sad.
So this is what I saw. And usually, guys, it take me 2 hours to tell this story. I done got real good over the last 4 months. I don't spend a lot of time talking about this, but for people that's never seen it, Miss Sharon, I gotta show you where it come from because you wouldn't understand it if I just start teaching. If you never knew, Miss Sharon, that I was the social worker for 9 years, begging God to change my life, begging God to get into something like this, and then I saw people doing it in these conditions. And then the straw that broke the camel's back is when I walked into a place and I ran into a girl. I'm gonna just call her Patty. I say, Patty, you live here? Patty looked at me and said, Derrick, you discharged me here a couple days ago, bro. Stop it. Guys, I didn't know what these places look like before I snuck in them to see them. Do y'all understand that? I never had a vision of what this was the whole time until I took that one Saturday and said, boy, I got to go see what it looked like.
What people don't realize is that you were doing the discharges every day.
Every day.
Every day. And never
that was 40% of why I left that job. Because I said, boy, I can't be a part of this. When I found out Patty was sleeping on the kitchen floor, paying $750 a month to live there, I said, game over, Shay. I got to get in this. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I got to get in this. Miss Beatrice, have you ever seen something, and this could be it, that when you saw it, you said, man, I would do better than that. Put a number 2 in the chat, and please be interactive today. Put a number 2 in the chat if you ever seen something, and it could be this, and you said, man, I could do better than that. Have y'all ever seen somebody living your dream, but doing it the wrong way? When I saw that lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, Miss Sharon, as roaches were running in and out of that bottom drawer where y'all keep y'all muffin pans and cake pans at. She had a 3-inch mat about this thick and about 3 feet long.
Yeah.
Some of y'all grandchildren sleep on these at the daycare. This is a grown lady in her 40s. She said, Derrick, my family pays $750 for me to be here. And Miss Faith, you heard me tell this story before. The part that breaks my heart the most, some of y'all gonna think it's the roaches and the rats. That's sad, but some of y'all gonna think it's her sleeping on the ground. The part that scratched my skin the most is that she wasn't even mad about it. To her, that was the standard. She says, Mr. Derrick, I'm just glad not to be homeless, so I don't complain to be here.
Oh my God.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Woo, Lord.
When you get into this space, it's amazing the
Lord.
reactions.
That's the part, Shay. Because you remember when I came home talking about it, and that's when Shay jacked me up and said, well, Derrick, what you gonna do about it, bro? You can't keep coming home, crying to me, talking about, babe, you should have seen this. Babe, we discharged 10 people today. Babe, I discharged 5 people today. Because once I told Shay the problem, I'm still going to this job and I'm still discharging people. She got tired of me talking about the problem and said, Derrick, where is the answer, the solution? Oh, yeah, Lord. Shay, take it over because I'm done. I just wanted people to see where this came from.
Together we rise, ILF.
Ooh. And if you on TikTok, you guys can't see what I'm showing you. Ladies sleeping on the kitchen floor. Come to Forston Consultants on YouTube. And
I put it in the chat. So let's go back because I think let's go back to.
We can't do it like this, y'all. Yeah. Like, why would we ask God to change our life financially and to help our community, and then we do it like this, and you actually making the money? That's the part that's really heartbreaking.
So, Derrick, I'm going to go to the chat really quickly. So, Miss Beatrice asks, how does she become part of the family?
Miss Beatrice, if you've been around for a while, you probably know that first step is watching that webinar. Second step is talking to me to make sure that you fully understand what you're getting into. So I don't just allow people to just sign up, right? We have a discovery call.
Correct.
Now, most people charge for that too, but I don't, right? Now, I'm thinking about changing that next year. But for 7 years now, I've always given a discovery call as long as you've watched that webinar. And then from that call, we decide how fast you want to get into it. So that's the first steps. Webinar, which right now is scrolling below on the bottom of those 2 terrible beds. If you text the phrase more info to that phone number, 407-326-0086, that could actually give you the webinar. After that, because my system is so great, you guys are going to see it. And you're going to get an appointment, or you're going to be asked to want to book a call with Derrick now, you hit yes. And then that's when you and I talk, just to make sure you understood everything, you know what you're getting, and we get you signed up just like that. And then now you become family. You're no longer some lady that found me on YouTube. I'm your big brother at that point. Okay.
Yeah, Miss Beatrice said people with income fall through the cracks. The service is very much needed here in Akron, Ohio. So absolutely, it's needed everywhere. So
we're going to start taking some questions because I see a lot of questions. Well, not a lot, but I see a few questions that are coming in right now. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to show you guys what does this look like in terms of when you do it the right way. And I want Shay to talk about after you rent and lease for so long, can you now buy a property? Because this property that's on screen right here, Shay bought this place. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.